Center, which we're looking at right now. You'll see the static displays that are out in the open.
That's right. In fact, at the bottom right hand of your screen, these are the RSAF assets that are displayed, 7 in total, including the tanker, transport plane, and unmanned aerial vehicle.
Yeah, I mean, haven't really talked about the unmanned aerial vehicles so far.
That's right.
But, you know, I believe the unmanned aerial vehicle pilots, they don't get as much credit as they deserve.
Absolutely. What we're looking at right now, though, it is the H225M helicopter, which, by the way, will be progressively replacing the Super Puma. And it will be a stunning helicopter that a lot of our future soldiers will be getting to enjoy as well. I've been told, just to let you know, that it has a 20% longer range capability than the Super Pumas. And a lot of the, I would say, regulars, reservists, even NSFs have sat in the Super Pumas in the near future.
Right. Okay, I believe the Apaches are up in the sky. Let's take a look.
In the observation tower, this is military expert 3. We have Vijayan Pakrash, call sign Bowman. A very good afternoon, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Singapore Airshow 2022. The Republic of Singapore Air Force has stood up a team of 2 AH-64D Apache attack helicopters to kickstart the show, and then followed by a single F-16C Fighting Falcon for today's aerial demonstrations, brought to you by our finest operational aircrews from the RSAF. I'm Military Expert 3 Vijayan Prakash, call sign Bowman, and I will be your commentator for this segment of the show. Here they come! Charging towards the show center from your front is one of the most feared fighting machines in combat, the Guardians who lead the modern battlefield, and famously known as the Red Hawks from the RSAF's 120 Squadron, opening the show with a cross dagger. Slicing through that close proximity break, both Red Hawks will demonstrate the aircraft's agility by pitching up and rolling over, executing the 180 wing over. And now, the Red Hawks come nose to nose to cross at the show center to entice you with the X-Men. Rounding off the X-Men, Red Hawk 2 detects a threat on the ground and runs in to engage the target, while Red Hawk 1 climbs high to provide cover for his wingman. We call this the step-up high cover. Having eliminated the threat, Red Hawk 2 now races towards the show center for a victory pass. Get your cameras ready as the Apache reaches for the sky, followed by a sharp paddle turn through the horizon at almost 0 speed, giving you the tail sweep. As Red Hawk 2 completes the sweep, keep your eyes focused above the show center, as Red Hawk 1 will be dazzling you with the maneuverability of this mighty machine with a steep spiral descent. Here comes the corkscrew. Coming in from your right, Red Hawk 2 will showcase the capability of the Apache by pitching up and almost rolling over, making a U-turn in the air. This is the 360 wing over. Piloting Red Hawk 1 is Major Tan Yi-Zhi, call sign Sharkfin, officer commanding 120 Squadron. His co-pilot gunner in the front seat is Captain Wilson Quack, call sign Scrat. Together, they have a combined total of more than 3,000 hours flying the Apache. His wingman piloting Red Hawk 2 is Major Brian Tan, call sign Bolt, deputy officer commanding 120 Squadron. His co-pilot gunner in the front seat is Captain Edwin Wong, call sign Stunner. Together, they have a combined total of 3,000 hours flying the Apache. As the Red Hawks re-enter the show center, they will pull up into a steep climb, thereafter defying gravity by floating in air and then tipping over in unison into a negative G dive, presenting the Twin Peaks. While the aircrew dazzles us with their spectacular maneuvers, behind the scenes is a dedicated and professional engineering team which maintains and prepares these fighting machines to ensure that they are show ready. Our engineering professionals are committed to the nation, the SAF, the RSAF, and to one another. Together, they will overcome adversity with courage and fortitude. Above all, our full-time national servicemen and regulars are the heart of our organization. Ladies and gentlemen, keep a lookout to your front as the Red Hawks join up into a close formation flying around the show center. In combat, this maneuver presents a small signature and aims to confuse enemy ground radar on the total number of aircrafts in a formation. As Red Hawk 2 peels away from the formation, Red Hawk 1 exhibits the quick response of the Apache by coming to a quick stop. And now, Red Hawk 1 will be tracking back past the show center in a rearwards flight, presenting the Refine. Red Hawk 1 will now push the envelope of this mean fighting machine by demonstrating the Viking Climb. RSAF pilots are trained to multitask while handling their highly sophisticated aircraft. These wing warriors incorporate their attained tactical knowledge into their daily training to stay at the peak of combat readiness. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, keep your cameras and eyes focused on the show center as the Red Hawks come together to present you a combination of two maneuvers for the finale. The RSAF dedicates this final maneuver to each and every one of you for your unwavering support to the Singapore Airshow during these uncertain and challenging times. Presenting the Bow and Tail Sweep.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us at the Singapore Airshow 2022. We hope that you have enjoyed the aerial display put up by the Red Hawks. This is Sharkfin checking out.
We have come to the end of the Red Hawks aerial display. We are honored to be part of the Singapore Airshow 2022. Coming up next will be the F-16C Fighting Falcon aerial display. For the RSAF, this is Bowman signing off and handing over controls to Alto.
Thank you, Bowman. What a fantastic display from the Red Hawks. I'm military expert 2 Edison, call sign Alto, and I'll be your commentator for this segment of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, speeding in from the right, we have the F-16 opening the show with a clover leaf. Get ready to be wowed by this magnificent jet, especially when those flares light up the sky. Piloting today's F-16C Fighting Falcon is Captain Tan Wei Yang, call sign Race. Captain Tan Wei Yang is a senior instructor pilot from 143 Squadron who has flown in excess of 1,000 hours on this jet. Coming from your right, watch as the F-16 defies gravity with an inverted pass. This single-engine fighter has a thrust-to-weight ratio greater than 1, providing more than enough power to climb and accelerate vertically faster than most of today's fighters. The next combat maneuver is known to the flyboys as the Falcon Turn. It is used in dogfights to outmaneuver enemies and gain the upper hand. The F-16's state-of-the-art weapon system allows it to mount up to 11 other types of missiles and equipment. This Falcon is looking to dominate the skies. While supersonic speeds are critical in aerial combat, slow speed are just as important. Although mostly known for its fearsome air superiority, the F-16 is also capable of pulling off a subtle and deliberate maneuver. Watch as Race comes in slowly from the right, before pulling up into a powerful muscle climb. We call this the low and slow.
Where'd you go? I miss you so. Seems like it's been forever that you've been gone. Where'd you go? I miss you so. Seems like it's been forever that you've been gone. Please come back home.
The F-16 employs a fly-by-wire system, making the jet highly maneuverable, which in a fighter jet is king of just about everything. Making his entry in the show center from your left, Race will flaunt the responsiveness and precise control of the F-16 with a 4-point roll.
We're beautiful.
Inbound from your right, the F-16 will demonstrate yet another one of its lethal air-to-air fighting capabilities by executing a twisted loop.
Let's live tonight like fireflies, and one by one light up the sky. We disappear and pass the crown.
Now witness the force of 29,000 pounds of thrust as it blasts into full afterburner for a high G turn.
We're beautiful. We're beautiful now.
Today's high-speed F-16 demonstration would not have been possible without the hard work of our logistic experts. A round of applause to the men and women behind the scenes. Coming into show center from your left, Race will be dazzling you with a quadruple roll. A special mentions goes out to our committed engineering experts comprising both regulars and national servicemen. This team of professionals maintain these fighter aircraft in top condition, ever ready to respond. Ladies and gentlemen, slicing through the air at breakneck speeds from your right, the F-16 will execute the razor-sharp knife-edge pass.
Get ready for it. Get ready for it. Yeah, this is it. Go! Go! Yeah, this is it.
Born out of necessity, the F-16 is the first fighter aircraft intentionally designed to withstand moves of up to 9 times the force of gravity. Ladies and gentlemen, from your front, with blistering speed and piercing the skies, for the grand finale, Race will engage in a vertical roll, reaching up and moving onwards, representing our strength, energy, and dynamism to continually strive towards excellence.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us at the Singapore Airshow 2022. We hope that you have enjoyed the display. This is Race checking out.
A warm round of applause to the RSAF Aerial Display team for a wonderful demonstration. We hope you have enjoyed the show and we are proud to be part of the Singapore Airshow 2022. Thank you for being a wonderful audience, and for the RSAF, this is Alto signing off, wishing you a pleasant day and clear skies always.
Thank you very much, Alto. Anderson.
Wow, the F-16, such a familiar sight to Singaporeans. They never cease to make my hair stand.
Yeah, absolutely. And such beautiful blue skies today, JK.
Now, want to let you know that coming up very, very shortly, you're going to be having a commercial airliner joining us.
That's right. We're going to slow it down quite a bit. So the Boeing is up next, the 777-9.
Oh, I will have to ask you. So we've been seeing the military aircraft and we're going to see the commercial ones. You did tell me about your flight yesterday, but for those of us who just joined us today, what was it like taking a flight after so long? You took a VTL flight, I think, 2 months ago.
Yes, that's right.
How beautiful was the
It,
experience?
it was good, you know, but getting there was even better, of course. But the thing about the Boeing I really like is the fact that if you've sat in planes, right?
Right.
Sometimes you want to get into the other aisle, you have to sort of walk all the way to the galley.
Yes.
Yeah. The Boeing has a wider cabin, and I believe it allows the business class passengers not to have to do that. They can cross right to the aisle, and that's the Boeing that we look at, that we see right up in the sky right now.
Enjoy it right here at the Singapore Airshow 20.
Based on the most successful twin-aisle airplane ever, the Boeing 777 with advanced technologies from the 787 Dreamliner family, Boeing says it has designed the 777X family to maximize efficiency and environmental performance. This airplane, WH001, is a 777-9 model designed to be the largest and most fuel-efficient twin-engine jet in the world. One of the first things you'll notice is those beautiful, graceful, long wings, characteristic of this airplane family. The 777X family features a new fourth-generation composite wing with a 72-meter span optimized to reduce fuel use and emissions in flight. And that's longer than today's 777. But thanks to a simple mechanism, once on the ground, the raked wing tips fold up so that the airlines can use the same 777 gates. This specific airplane, known as the WH-01, was the first 777X ever to fly back in January 2020. And to date, Boeing has flown more than 600 and 500 flights and 1,800 hours with its fleet of 4 flight test airplanes, a rigorous test program to demonstrate the safety, reliability, and performance of a 777X ahead of certification and its first delivery in late 2023. Well, another defining feature of a 777X family are those large and quiet engines, the new GE9X engine supplied by GE Aviation. The GE9X is the most advanced and fuel-efficient commercial engine ever, more than 5% more efficient than anything in its class. And combined, the all-new high-efficiency wing and engine make the 777X 10% more fuel-efficient than the competition, with 10% lower emissions and 10% better economics as well. The aircraft can serve 426 passengers with a range of 7,285 nautical miles or 13,500 km. We thank Boeing for bringing this beautiful airplane to us for the exciting display at the Singapore Airshow 2022.
Oh, we hope you've got a great look at the Boeing 777-9 model.
Yeah, really close-up look. That's a really rare close-up look of the Boeing in the sky.
Because usually we're inside the cabin.
That's
Oh,
right.
I've not been in one for a very long time.
That's right. But, right close to the Changi Exhibition Centre, there's Changi Beach. And, lots of people camp out there just to watch the planes land at the Changi
That's right.
Airport.
I
And
have
we
been-
are coming up next. We've got the Indian Air Force with the Tejas. And that's coming
As
in.
we lovingly call him, will get your feet tapping, pulse racing, and mind drilling. So, ladies and gentlemen, look to your right, presenting before you, Tejas. Cats will now pull up for the vertical pitchback to quickly turn around for an engagement. Watch him. Watch him as he rolls off. And there go the heat seekers off the rail. He will now turn hard left with max rate for a quick burst of the 23mm gun. And the threat ceases to exist. Continue to look out at Cat's now positions for the signature maneuver, the red-eye turn. In this maneuver, the aircraft and the pilot are pushed to the other end of the flight envelope. The aircraft is subject to a negative 3.5 G. There she goes, banking right and turning left. Tejas in English means radiance. This machine is the lightest, meanest, and most potent amongst its contemporaries anywhere in the world. Light it may be, but it packs a heavy punch when it comes to combat. She glides like a butterfly, but stings like a bee. Please look straight ahead as Cats positions for an aerial salute to the wonderful people of Singapore. There she goes, pulling up into the sky, flaunting the Delta platform, and with this, I would say, Majola Singapura. Continue to look out as she comes down for the Formula One turn, tighter than Michael Schumacher in his Ferrari. For all the Formula One enthusiasts out there, watch out as it turns effortlessly in just a few hundred meters. He now positions for the slow march, which is dedicated to the frontline health workers all across the globe who have been battling the COVID-19 pandemic for the past 3 years. Let me patch you up with the pilot in the cockpit.
Namaste, Singapore. It's great to be here. Hope you're enjoying the show. Have a
as he positions himself off a half roll for the last maneuver, the Spider-Man farewell. He will now carry out multiple rolls and invert his bird to bid farewell. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for the wonderful display put up by Kartikeya. That's it from me at the Tejas Tactical Air Display team. Hope you have enjoyed the show as much as we did. This is Windy signing off. Tarima Kasi.
Terima kasih, Windy, a squadron leader, commentator from the Indian Air Force. And they've just witnessed the Indian Air Force showcasing the Tejas making a debut appearance at the Singapore Airshow 2022 this year. And once again, good afternoon to everybody. Welcome to the Singapore Airshow 2022.
Well, a round of applause for the aircrew from the Indian Air Force who made that display possible.
And such an interesting commentary as well. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Can I just say, just a little bit of a personal touch that I felt that they did really well, the Indian Air Force, along with the RSAF, is that while the pilots are in the air as they're ending their display, we could hear the voices of the pilots over the radio, and it reminded me so much of a sound I've not heard in a long time.
Yeah.
I've not been in a plane. Like commercial flight.
Right.
And the pilots, ladies and gentlemen,
We've arrived at, and thank you
yeah.
for flying with Singapore Airlines.
the weather. And when the pilots for the Indian Air Force and RSF were talking to us, it just reminded me I've not heard that in person in such a long time.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we've got a commercial jet up in the air, Airbus.
1000. Dubbed the new king of the skies, this aircraft sits over 400 passengers in a comfortable 3-class configuration. The aircraft makes an extensive use of carbon fiber in its lightweight structure, including the famous curved wings and the 74-meter fuselage. As a result, when this aircraft takes off, it is 45 tons lighter than its competitor. And reducing weight means reducing fuel and emissions. And for this reason, the A350-1000 is the most sustainable aircraft for decades to come. Every day and for every flight, it delivers a 25% reduction in emissions compared to older generation aircrafts. And state-of-the-art aerodynamics combined with the most efficient large aero engines make the A350 remarkably quiet for passengers and communities. The A350-1000 is powered by 2 Rolls-Royce Trent XWB engines, delivering up to 97,000 pounds of thrust. Well, the A350-1000 is operated worldwide today, connecting distant regions and bringing people closer together with a range of 8,700 nautical miles. And this makes the A350 family the true long-range leader. With its award-winning airspace cabin, airlines operating the A350 offer passengers the most innovative and comfortable experience in the sky. And thanks to a single type rating, only one pool of pilots, cabin crew, and engineers are needed to operate the A350 family that benefit from 95% commonality in spare parts. And this year in Singapore, the family welcomes its new member, the recently launched A350 Freighter. The A350F brings the latest generation efficiency and a smart choice to the large freighter market. With its pioneering spirit, the A350 is shaping the future of air travel. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing next on our display from the United States Marine Corps, it's the F-35B Lightning II, and introducing First Lieutenant Kenny Valentini.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. At this time, the 1st Marine Aircraft Wing, Marine Aircraft Group 12, and Marine Fighter Attack Squadron 242 take great pleasure in presenting the F-35B Lightning II, the world's first short takeoff, vertical landing, or STOVL stealth fighter. Today's flight demonstration will consist of both the conventional and a short takeoff and vertical landing modes of flight. Your F-35 demonstration pilot is Lieutenant Colonel Rob Guyette, call sign Champ, from Phoenix, Arizona. He's been flying all 3 variants of the F-35 since 2012 when he transitioned from the F-18 Hornet. The F-35 is a multi-role aircraft produced by Lockheed Martin and is a result of a multi-service, multinational effort currently spanning 3 U.S. services and 9 partner nations. From the right, the pilot is now setting up for a minimum radius turn, demonstrating the tight turn radius of the F-35 while in full afterburner. The Lightning's low observable stealth allow it to safely enter areas without being seen by radars that legacy fighters cannot evade. Out of the turn, the pilot will pull straight into the vertical and perform a high alpha loop, showcasing the F-35's ability to maneuver from a high-speed, high-G turn across the ground and a very tight, slow-speed loop in the vertical. Combination of the stealth features, the Lightning's active electronically scanned array radar technology, and the aircraft's ability to carry weapons internally means the F-35 can engage targets at long ranges without detection. The F-35 is now setting up for a high-speed climb from the left. As the F-35B approaches show center, the pilot will execute a high G pull into the vertical, followed by a 360-degree aileron roll. The F-35 Joint Strike Fighter is the result of a Department of Defense program to provide a next-generation strike aircraft weapon system for the Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, and our allies. In addition to its impressive STOVL capabilities, the F-35B is designed to be capable of carrying a wide array of the most advanced precision-guided air-to-surface munitions, air-to-air missiles, and a missionized 25mm cannon. From the left, the F-35 is preparing to execute the square loop maneuver. This is a demanding maneuver that contains the most dangerous pull of the routine, as the jet goes into the vertical nose high, pulls inverted over the top, and then goes pure nose low at maximum afterburner prior to squaring off the bottom of the loop. The F-35 possesses the most powerful and comprehensive integrated sensor package of any fighter aircraft in history. Its next-generation avionics and sensor fusion give the pilot real-time access to battlefield information with 360-degree coverage. Advanced electronic warfare capabilities enable the F-35 to locate and track enemy forces, jam radio frequencies, and disrupt attacks with unparalleled precision. The F-35 is capable of advanced handling the slow speed regime based upon sophisticated fifth-generation control laws. The power of the F-35 engine can provide enough thrust to maintain the aircraft at level flight at very low airspeeds. Watch the horizontal tails work hard as the aircraft maintains altitude with the nose pointed high into the sky. Get those cameras ready. From the right, the F-35B Lightning II executing the slow speed, high angle of attack pass. The pilot has now selected maximum afterburner, displaying the raw power of the F-35B's engine in a vertical climb. As the F-35 approaches pure nose high, watch as the pilot commands full aft stick, and the jet performs a high angle of attack pull into the nose low inverted, followed by a roll up tight to complete the half Cuban 8. The F-35 is designed to replace multiple strike and fighter aircraft inventories, including the U.S. Air Force A-10s and F-16s, U.S. Navy F-A-18s, and U.S. Marine Corps AV-8Bs, F-A-18s, and EA-6Bs. The F-35 is capable of conducting extreme maneuvers in the vertical with the advanced fifth-generation flight control laws only seen with the F-22 Raptor and the F-35B Lightning II. From the right, the pilot will demonstrate the fifth-generation advanced flight control laws as he prepares to execute the pedal turn. Watch as the F-35 uses a high G pull to pure nose high, followed by an inverted pull to enter the pedal turn. The pilot will display how he can rapidly rate the nose around in any direction as the aircraft looks as if it's falling through the sky. As the pilot levels off from the extremely dynamic pedal turn, he will immediately convert the aircraft into STOVL mode to return back in front of the crowd in a hover. You will notice several doors opening on the aircraft. The large door on the top of the aircraft just behind the canopy is the upper lift fan door. This is the intake for the horizontally mounted forward lift fan. Opposite this door on the bottom of the aircraft, you can see the lower lift fan doors, which are the exhausts for the lift fan. You will also see the doors at the rear of the aircraft, which open to allow the main engine exhaust nozzle to rotate down. The entire weight of the aircraft will be supported by the thrust from the lift fan, main engine, and roll control nozzles, generating upwards of 40,000 pounds of thrust. This capability to conduct vertical landing operations is what allows the F-35B to operate from amphibious ships and provides additional flexibility for operations in austere environments. Once stabilized in the hover, the pilot will show the smooth handling characteristics of the F-35B in a STOVL flight regime with a sideward then aft translation followed by a 360-degree pedal turn. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the aerial demonstration of the F-35B Lightning II. We would like to acknowledge the hard work and dedication of all the Marines and sailors of Marine Fighter Attack Squadron 242, without whom this demonstration would not be possible. They are, and will forever be, Semper Fidelis.
Thank you very much. As first, Lieutenant Kenny Valentini.
Wow, that was amazing. Just seeing the F-35V hovering over the waters. I just want to say the entire studio, everyone was just watching with their mouths open. Wow.
You know, typically when we hear the doors of an aircraft opening, you panic. But then, you know, it's so informative. You hear about aircraft doors opening just to help it hover. So, but you know what? I want to move on with the show because I'm so excited about what's coming up next. The aircraft that's making its debut appearance at this year's airshow, the B-52 from the United States Air Force, and that's arriving very soon at the show center.
Some fun facts about the aircraft. It is known to some aviation enthusiasts as the plane that the United States Air Force cannot say goodbye to. In fact, it was first in service way back in 1955. Official name is the Stratofortress. However, it's more well known as the BUFF, or the Big Ugly Fat Fellow.
Coming into our skies right now, ladies and gentlemen, is an aircraft that's come a long, long way to join us here today. In the early hours of Singapore time, where it left its base in Guam, the US Air Force presents the B-52 Stratofortress. This American long-range subsonic jet-powered strategic bomber has been operated by the United States Air Force since the 1950s and is regularly fly up to 16 hours or more and is able to stay airborne for up to 42-hour flight. And today, the B-52 Stratofortress is piloted by Captain Austin Mears at the call sign Switch and they're based in Guam. So on behalf of the men and women from the U.S. Air Force in Guam, we want to thank you. Presenting the B-52 Stratofortress. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of our aerial display show for this morning. Of course, I hope you enjoyed yourselves.
And that was the B-52 that you just saw, that fly past, brought to you by the United States Air Force.
What an incredible day of aerobatics it's been, but please stay tuned. Our show is not over yet.
In fact, eagle-eyed viewers may have spotted a glimpse of this in the static display that we showed you earlier. This is the Aster 30 missile system.
Yes, besides traditional aircraft, this ground-based engineering marvel is also part of Singapore's Island Air Defence Network. Now, Jason Ong, Senior Engineer from the Advanced Systems Program Centre at the Defence Science Technology Agency in Singapore, tells us what it felt like to see the Aster 30 missile system at the airshow.
My role is to ensure that systems such as the Aster 30 are delivered, tested, and well integrated into the wider Island Air Defence Network. To do that, we also support the RSF in operationalizing the system, and throughout the operationalization, we do several tests. We do things like modeling and simulation, and in some cases even live firing. Although there are no public days this year, seeing the Aster 30 on display this year, it's a testament to DSTA engineers' capabilities. It's a lot of hard work goes behind the scenes for such a complex weapon system, and it's something that we're proud to show the capabilities and how DSTA contributes to the nation's defense.
Fascinating. However, it looks like we've come to the end of our show for today.
Well, time definitely flies when you're having fun, but we'll be back tomorrow at 11:20 a.m. Singapore time to bring you the latest from the final day of the Singapore Airshow 2022.
That's right. It will be your final chance to catch our live coverage of the air show. Hope you'll be staying tuned and keeping your browsers locked.
Well, till then, this is Sharon.
And I'm JK.
Bye for now.